So we're doing our first paddle boarding session of the year. There they are. That's the goal right there, other side. Mommy's gonna fall in. Here. There she is. She's not yet standing up. You're hitting the boat. There. Hey guys, so my abstinence on YouTube for about the past week and a half is really getting to my head, but I've been very busy between preparing for the Boston Steady Trader workshop on June 11th and 12th and creating a brand new course, this one right here, which we just launched last week. I'm sure you'll hear much more about it in the near future. We've got some awesome scanners that we built in there for people who are looking to take that course that's platform independent, so anyone can look at these stock market scanners. Really cool stuff. But I needed to give you guys a bit of an update on the market because we finally had a bit of a resolve higher in the US equity market, something that I've been talking about here for some time. And really the theme is sector and group rotation. So there's two things that we're looking at. Number one is biotechnology and number two is small caps. And among that, there's some really interesting opportunities. So let me quickly show you guys real quick two opportunities that we're looking at, some trades that we've been doing and I'm doing right now. So to start off this narrative, again, looking at both the Russell 2000 as well as biotechnology stocks, we need to start with a quick look back at the implied volatility, or the VIX, which is the S&P 500 implied volatility, which remains very low. I talked about this in the last video a week and a half ago, and the VIX remains below 11. And I do think ultimately right now what this is simply representing is this very low implied volatility environment out there. But again, of course, it is also representing some complacency in the fact that the bears have capitulated. I think at this point it's entirely possible to see the VIX maybe drop into the low 9s, maybe even the high 8s. Not something a lot of people are expecting, but if and when that happens, like I said in the last video, I would expect that to be something where I would be certainly going in and buying a lot of protection, maybe even straddles in the S&P 500. Long story short, the S&P 500 as a result, or basically again that's just a reflection of what we're seeing in the VIX, has broken out. 2400 has now resolved to the upside. We've seen a market that's been range bound for the past couple months or so finally break us, actually past I guess March, April, May, 3 months, finally break to the upside. And I do think 2450, maybe even 2500 here look to be within range. Having said that, I am much more interested in looking for what we call sector and group rotations, one of the main themes I always talk about to my Clubhouse members. And so one of the spaces that has really been interesting and something we've been focusing on a lot has been the healthcare space. So you look at the XLV, which represents the healthcare sector of the S&P 500, and you can see we have clearly broken to the upside of that. Very simple breakout stuff. You know, any monkey can draw a line like this, but it is an important one, I think. So what I like to see here is what we are seeing in biotech. Biotech land is still very much range bound if you look at the IBB, which is large cap biotechnology stocks. But if you look at our trusty beat to reversal indicator, which by the way is available for Thinkorswim, TradeStation, and NinjaTrader, you can see we finally hit a beautiful qualified buy signal here. This one was not qualified because there was no follow through buying, but we finally had one last week on Wednesday with confirmation buying on Thursday, and we are long biotechnology stocks. So I like the theme there. We were seeing in biotech, you can see I actually sent out a real-time text alert on Thursday saying that I bought the IBB bull call spread at July 29300, and so far that trade is making us some pretty good money. The other thing we're seeing is a similar bounce off the lower end of the range in small cap. And this is the reason why this is important, guys, is because it's not necessarily saying that we're going to see a new breakout in these parts of the market, but because these are basically representing risk on. These are kind of riskier assets that people are buying into. And when you see biotech and small capitalization stocks like the IWM Russell 2000 ETF bouncing, even though they're like biotech still in a range bound, you can see we had failed selling take place on the last Wednesday, follow through buying on I guess June 1st it was, and then
even more buying on the second. So that's the kind of stuff we like to see. I also bought some Russell 2000 as well. So this is the kind of group or sector rotation that we are seeing. If you dig a little bit deeper, you can even look at some single name biotechnology stocks like BIIB, which is Biogen. Here too, we got a clear confirmation, confirmed B2 reversal buy signal. Again, that's available for Thinkorswim, NinjaTrader, and for TradeStation if you're interested. But that's the kind of stuff we're looking at. We're looking at rotation in biotech, maybe even more so here in small caps. So that's what we're looking at. Anyway, I hope this makes sense, guys. Wish you good luck this week. Take care.